I still remember the night she disappeared. Her name was Nyasha. She was the most beautiful girl in our village. Men came from far and wide to ask for her hand in marriage, but she always turned them down. Some were rich, some were strong warriors, and others had the wisdom of elders, but Nyasha wanted someone different, someone special. One evening, a stranger arrived. He was tall and handsome, dressed in fine clothes, and his voice was like music. No one knew where he came from, but Nyasha smiled at him in a way she had never smiled at any man before. She agreed to marry him that very night. My grandmother, the oldest woman in the village, pulled me aside. Her voice shook as she whispered, "That man is not human. His shadow is too long." I looked again. My heart pounded. It was true. His shadow stretched across the ground like a snake, twisting and moving even when the wind was still. But Nyasha didn't listen. She was in love. The wedding was rushed. The stranger took Nyasha by the hand and led her deep into the forest. She never looked back. Days passed. Then weeks. No one saw Nyasha again. One night, the wind carried a strange sound to the village. It was a voice, a woman's voice, singing a sad song. My grandmother grabbed my hand. "Do you hear it?" she asked. I nodded, my body cold with fear. We followed the sound into the forest. The trees loomed over us like giants. The deeper we went, the louder the singing became. Then we saw it. A large, dark cave stood before us. Inside, a dim fire flickered. And there, in the shadows, was Nyasha. Her beauty was gone. Her skin was pale, her eyes hollow. She looked at us but did not speak. Then we saw him. The stranger. But now, his face was not handsome. His skin peeled like old bark, his eyes were deep, empty holes. He smiled, and his teeth were long and sharp. "She is mine now," he said. His voice was not music anymore. It was a whisper, dry and dead. Nyasha did not scream. She did not run. She only sang. We ran. The next day, the cave was gone. Nyasha was gone. But sometimes, when the wind is strong, I still hear her song.